Hapis olmuş karakolda. Vay, naber? Halin keyfini mi? YouTube bütün gece halis gördün değil mi?
Ya bu mevzu bitmemiş miydi peki mahkemenin gösterilmesi? Başlayalım.
Can you please tell the jury why you're here today?
Yes, about 6 years ago, Ms. Heard made some quite heinous and disturbing criminal acts against me. There were arguments and things of that nature, but never did I myself reach the point of striking Ms. Heard in any way, nor have I ever struck any woman in my life. I'd probably been in the industry 30 plus years, 35 years. Never had any problems, anything like that. And I'd met many people over the years, many of the people, the opportunity to talk to those people and to give advice to these people. And my goal is the truth. My goal is the truth because it killed me that people that I had spoken with, that I had met with over the years, who maybe were in a not such a great position and they needed advice.
Hocam biraz hızlı
And
konuş.
I
Çok
gave
merak
them
ettim mevzuyu.
the best advice I could. All I could think of was that those people would think that I was a fraud and that I had lied to them. So I had to wait for my opportunity to address the charges,
Hızlandırsam ne olur?
which were criminal charges,
Yani.
and they just weren't true. So I felt the responsibility of clearing the record as the only way that I could get to the point where I could speak has really taken this full 6 years, and it's been 6 years of trying times.
Adam diyor ki her şeyimi kaybettim. Bu mahkemeden sonra da düzelmeyecek. Sadece doğrunun ortaya çıkmasını ve aklanmak istiyorum. Çünkü ben ona asla şiddet göstermedim. Hadi bakalım.
Very strange when one day you're Cinderella, so to speak, and then in 0.6 seconds you're Quasimodo. And I didn't deserve that, nor did my children, nor did the people who have believed in me for all these years. I didn't want any of those people to believe that I had done them wrong or lied to them or that I was a fraud. I pride myself on honesty. I pride myself on truth. Truth is the only thing I'm interested in. Lies will get you nowhere, but lies build upon lies and build upon lies. It's too much to cover. I'm obsessed with the truth, and so today is the first opportunity that I've been able to speak about this case in full for the first time.
Mr. Depp, how do you feel about the intimate details of your life being aired in this process?
As a father, raising kids, when they were very, very little, it was important to me, very important
İki
to me,
çocuğum vardı.
to try to shield my children as much as possible from looking at their father.
Ya bir şey söyleyeceğim. Johnny Depp şey değil miydi? Johnny Depp'in yani çocukların annesi başka bir kadın ve onunla hiç evlenmedi gibi hatırlıyorum. Sonra Amber'la çok kısa bir sürede evlenmedi mi hemen? Yani işte ben hiç evlilik insanı değilim, ben şöyle değilim, ben böyle değilim dedi ve o kadınla evlenmedi gibi hatırlıyorum. Yani o sebeple evlenmedi gibi hatırlıyorum. Ve daha sonrasında da Amber'la çok kısa bir sürede evlendi gibi hatırlıyorum. Yanlış da hatırlıyor olabilirim. Ben çok ciddi bir Johnny Depp hayranıydım da eskiden. Bu arada bu şeyde ben hiç şey mevzusunu da bilmiyorum. Ne denir ona? Bundan yıllar önce olan bu şiddet mevzusunu da ben hiç bilmiyorum. Johnny Depp'le alakalı. Çünkü yaş aldıkça ben hani ufak film dizi izlemeyi bıraktığım için bu mevzulardan da çok koptum.
Or their mom for that matter, as novelties. I didn't want my children to experience hordes of paparazzis. So I was always a very private person. So for me to come up here and stand before you, or sit before you, all spill the truth, is quite exposing. And it's unfortunate that it's not only exposing for myself, it's exposing for my family, it's exposing for Miss Heard, it's exposing for... It never had to go in this direction. And so I can't say that I'm embarrassed because I know that I'm doing the right thing.
How did your experiences observing your parents as a child affect your approach to your relationship with Miss Heard?
In the beginning of my relationship with Miss Heard, from what I recall and what I remember, it was as if she was too good to be true. She was attentive, she was loving, she was smart, she was kind, she was funny, she was understanding, we had many things in common, certain blues music and, well, music, literature, things of that nature. So for that year or year and a half, it was amazing. There were a couple of things that, I don't know, stuck in my head that I noticed that I thought
Muhakkak
might be a little
sinyaller
bit
vardır
of
ama
a
yani.
dilemma.
Herkes veriyor sinyal abi.
For example, I worked quite a lot. When I would come home from work, come in the house or the hotel, and she would sit me down on the couch and give me a glass of wine and take my boots off, set them to the side, and I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. I just never thought I just never experienced that before. And it became a regular thing that she did, this kind of routine. And I remember one night I came home from work, and I think she was on the phone or something, and or busy, she was doing something, and so I sat down on the couch and I took my boots off. Suddenly Miss Heard approached with this look on her face, and she just said, "What did you just do? What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean?" "You took your boots off." I said, "Yeah, yes I did. You were busy, you know." No, that's my job. That's what I do. You don't do that, I do that. Okay, all right then. And then she said, "Let me get you a glass of wine." And she...
Ha? Hayır, botlarımı ben çıkaracağım. Bana böyle, ben bir şey söyleyeceğim burada. Ben daha ilk çıkarttığı sefer derim ki ne yapıyorsun yani, yapma. Beni çok rahatsız eder mesela. Beni gerçekten rahatsız eder. Ben sevmem öyle şeyleri. Hiç sevmem. Ve bana çok garip geliyor mesela. Bana şey mevzusu da çok garip geliyor. İşte ne bileyim hani dur aman da ayaklarını yıkayayım falan. Benim hiç hoşlanmadığım şey. Benim ama yani şahsımın. Bana mesela ilk yapısa bana çok garip gelirdi. Ha tabii ki de yorgundur, çok üzgün bir günündedir ya da şöyledir böyledir. Güzel bir kahve yaparım, güzel bir çay yaparım. Ya da ne bileyim mesela şarap koyarım. Ben de götürürüm. Ya da o da bana getirir. Ama yani gidip de ayaklarımı da yani evden geldiğinde botlarımı da çıkarmam ya. Böyle dur ben çıkarayım. Yapmam gibi geliyor.
Brought me the glass of wine. But I did take pause, of course, at the fact that she was visibly shaken or upset that I had broken her rules of routine. I thought that strange. And then once you notice something like that, then you start to notice other little tidbits and things that come out. And then within a year and a half, she had become another person.
What did you like about Miss Heard when you first started your romantic relationship?
She seemed to be the perfect partner, in a sense, in my head for me, because she, as I said, she seemed to be very knowledgeable about old obscure blues music that I listened to and really liked. She was literate. She was
Hocam
sweet,
ilişkinin başında
funny.
zaten ilişkinin başında hiç kimse, yani şöyle giden var mı ilişkinin başına? İşte ben sana şiddet uygularım, seni manipüle ederim, yatağına kakamı yaparım falan gibi gitmez ki zaten kimse. Herkes zaten ilişkinin başında çok tatlı, çok sevimli. Ne bileyim yani hiç kimse şey olarak gelmez abi. Kimse gelmez ki öyle. Ben yani leş gibi bir insanım diye sen de gitmezsin, sen de kötü özelliklerini söylemezsin, o da söylemez. İlişkini başlarında söylemez. Zaten o yüzden mesela şey mevzusuna aşırı takıyorum ben. İnsanlar böyle birbirlerini çok kısa tanıyıp bir anda evleniyorlar ya. O yüzden bana mesela aşırı korkutucu geldi. Hayatım boyunca hep çok korkutucu geldi. Yani hocam, yani benim bir insanı gerçekten yıllarca tanımam lazım. Her şeyini bilmem lazım ya. Her şeyini bilmem lazım ve ona göre yanında durmam lazım. Benim çok gerildiğim bir şey.
Nice, all those things, you know. From the beginning of our relationship at that time, for a good year and a half, she was wonderful, and then things just started to change, or things started to reveal themselves. I think is a better way to put it. Little things that you would you'd question in the back of your mind, you know, if she wanted to go to bed, I'd say, oh well, I can't sleep, you know, right now, and rather than go and just lay in a bed and stare at the ceiling, I would say, you know, I'll be out here watching TV or hanging out, and that was just not acceptable. Just not acceptable. It would stir up some rather unusual reactions from her. I didn't understand why I, as a 50-some-year-old man, was not allowed to go to sleep when I wanted to.
Kaç yaşında olursan ol çok garip. Yani ne münasebet ya. Ne münasebet kardeşim, bizim göbek bağımız mı var seninle? Yukarıda yat. Allah. Nerede yatıyorsan yat ya. Uykum yoksa tabii ki de gelmeyeceğim.
As opposed to when she wanted
muhakkak
to.
Amber'ın da
It started
söylediği
out with little
karşı
things like
şeyler
that.
vardır
So how
diye
did it come
düşünüyorum.
to be that
Bilmiyorum
your
artık.
finger became injured?
There was at one point where I'd stayed in one of the, you know, sitting on a bathroom floor, door locked. She's banging away, screaming, blah blah blah, and then suddenly she stopped, and I could hear her walk away. And I left the place, the room that I was hiding in, or not hiding, locked myself into, and I went downstairs in the house. Downstairs in the house. As soon as you walk in the house, you can go upstairs or downstairs. Downstairs there was a sort of a rec area, pool table and such, and there was a bar, and I was a mess. I was a wreck. I was shaking, and I just didn't understand why all this was happening. So I went behind the bar. I grabbed a bottle of vodka that was there and a shot glass and sat at the bar. She was nowhere around, and I poured myself 2 or 3 stiff shots of the vodka, first taste of alcohol I'd had in a long time. And then she came down to the bar and found me there, and of course started screaming, "Oh, you're drinking again, the monster," and all that. So she walked up to me and reached and grabbed the bottle of vodka, and then just kind of stood back and then hurled it at me, and it just went right past my head and smashed behind me. So I stood up and I walked behind the bar, and there was a larger bottle of vodka, the kind with the handle, you know. I grabbed that and I went and I sat in my seat again. I opened the bottle and I poured myself a shot. Miss Heard was flinging insults left, right, and center, and she then grabbed that bottle and threw that at me. And the way that the bar was situated, and where Miss Heard.
Ben zaten birisinin yanında bu insana dönüşüyorsam ben derim, ben iyi değilim. Yani bizim kesinlikle ayrılmamız gerekiyor. Yani %100. Yok yani derim, beni bir hastaneye yatır, ardından da beni dava et, bu işte bitsin. Yani ben böyle bir insana dönüşüyorsam eğer, ben gitmişim yani, anladın mı artık? Bayan Heard neler diyor? Onunki başladı mı? Amerika'da biraz daha böyle oluyordu değil mi? Şey oluyor yani, mesela başlangıçta işte birisi mesela savunma tarafı başlıyor. Daha sonra işte dava edilenin günü geliyor falan filan.
Was. So if I could show you, so if this is the bar where the glass was and the bottles, if this was a bar and I'm sitting here like this, she would grab the bottle and she would go there. She went there, and so I was leaning like this in the chair, looking at her. First bottle went, and got the other bottle shot. I'm in this position again, and my hand is on the edge of the bar, like that, you know, leaning over the fingers, like that, and she threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere. I honestly didn't feel the pain at first at all. I felt no pain whatsoever. What I felt was, I felt heat. I felt heat, and I felt as if something were dripping down my hand, you know. And then I looked down and realized that the tip of my finger had been severed, and I was looking directly at my bones sticking out. Blood was just pouring, and at that point, I think that I went into some sort of, I don't know what a nervous breakdown feels like, but that's probably the closest that I've ever been. Nothing made sense, and I knew in my mind and in my heart, this is not life.
Böyle bir şey değil.
This is not
Yani
life. No one should
hiç
have to go
kimse
through this.
evet.
Which finger was cut, Mr. Depp?
It's the middle. It's the funny-looking one. It's the middle finger. Initial wound. All these bones up here were crushed, and it looked like Vesuvius, you know. And this part of my finger now is so that because of not having use of the tip here, this is basically arthritis that kicks into the joint once that upper part of the finger is mangled.
So is that the right middle finger?
Right middle, yes.
And is that your dominant hand?
Yes, it is, yes.
Mr. Depp, I'd like to show you a picture. Mr. Depp, what is this a picture of?
That's me in the emergency room. I see a detail that I'd forgotten, which is Ms. Heard had taken my cigarette from the ashtray and stomped it out in my face here.
Could you mark on the screen where you see that?
It's right above that green dot.
Do you know who took this picture?
Vallahi iki tarafın da konuşması lazım arkadaşlar. İki tarafın da konuşması ve anlatması lazım. Öbür tarafı dinlemeden bir tarafı, yani hele ki ikili ilişkinin olduğu ve sadece iki kişinin yaşayıp bildiği bir şeyden bahsediyoruz bak. Sadece iki kişinin yaşadığı bir şeyden bahsediyoruz. Ben sadece şunu merak ediyorum mesela, şu an Jonny Depp'in anlattığı şeyler yani hep hastaneye gitmesi gereken şeyler. Beldeki parmağı için gitti. Acile gitmiş yüzünde sigara söndürüldüğü için. Yani darp raporu yüksek ihtimalle Jonny Depp'in var. Merak ettiğim nokta şu, yani Amber ilk çıktığında da şey demişti, yani beni darp etti, şöyle oldu böyle oldu gibi şeyler denmiş ya. Ben Twitter'dan bölük pörçük dinlediklerini biliyorum bu arada. Hani kendisinin bir darp raporu var mı? Ya da ne bileyim, evin içinde kamera var mıydı, yok muydu belli başlı yerlerinde? Arkadaşlar içerisinde şahitler var mı, yok mu? Dediğim gibi çok uzak olduğum bir mevzu ve şu anda ilk kez sadece Jonny Depp'in anlattıklarını dinliyorum. Karşı taraf ne anlattı, ne yaptı bilmiyorum. Yani sizin de açıkçası chatten herkesin yazdığı şeyde ne yalan söyleyeyim, şu an çok da güvenmek istemiyorum. Çok hassas bir konu çünkü.
I do not know.
Can we please publish this to the jury?
Do you want me to enter evidence?
Yes, please.
Any objection? All right.
And so, Mr. Depp, now that the jury can see the photograph, can you again explain what that green dot is identifying?
Just above the green dot is a wound from Ms. Heard taking my cigarette, and this is after the finger had gone away, and she stubbed it out in my face and on my cheek.
For the record, this is an audio recording, and it's quite lengthy, so we intend to play certain portions of it.
And I watched you lie, and then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights. You've been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you have a closed
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not deck you. I was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are you?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the up, Johnny.
Physical fights.
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did. So I had
because
to out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
Mr. Depp, could you please explain to the jury what they just heard on those audio recordings?
What was just played on the audio recordings was very much the
sana yumruk atmadım, sana vurdum demez mi? Ne demek bu? Ne demek bu? Yani vurdun. Yani şiddet. Yani şiddet uyguladın. Kadın şanslıymış diye bir şey de yok Battle of Years. Yok yani. Bir ilişkide fiziksel şiddet uygulayamazsınız. Psikolojik şiddet uygulayamazsınız. Bunu başlatamazsınız. Bunu başlatıyorsanız ya da yapıyorsanız defolun gidin o ilişkiden. Eğer buna maruz kalıyorsanız defolun gidin o ilişkiden. Tedavi olun lütfen. Eğer bunu uygulayan kişiyseniz tedavi olmanız gerekiyor. Ciddi bir sorun. Ne oluyor? Ben şu an şoktayım lan.
tone and the aggression
Ve ne yazık ki çok
and the
nevrotik insanlar var bu arada.
attitude.
Bir de şöyle bir problem var. Çok nevrotik insanlar var. Yani bu şey vardır ya işte. Kavga ettikten sonra sarılıp öpüşürler falan filan. Bu onları daha da mutlu eder. Daha da ilişkide tutar falan. Yani arkadaşlar nevrotiklik bir ilişkide hiç olmaması gereken bir şey. Yani yüksek derecede nevrotiklikten bahsediyorum. Çünkü keyif aldığı şey şu tam tersine. Çok büyük kavgalar edip ardından tekrardan bir araya gelmek. Anlatabildim mi? Yani mesela bunun olduğu bir şey yani sevgi diye adlandırılamaz bile.
And the
Jonny Depp çok yavaş
need
konuşuyor.
for a fight from Ms. Heard. That was, I don't know if that was some need for attention, but I don't. That was a sound that I had gotten very used to. The squabbling, the raising of the voice to essentially excommunicate anything that I had to say about the situation.
Bu ne ya? Sana üzgün surat mı koymuş? Ne oldu? Aynı zamanda YouTube kanalıma abone olmayı, oraya videoya bir like atmayı, sus hareket yapma, sus hareketini Allah'ım görürsün. Kedimle anlaşabiliyoruz. Aynı zamanda çok hayvansever bir insan.